What up, homosexual? It's Coach Lorena from the QueerGym, and I'm back again bragging about my clients because they're really easy to do that. So, All right. Today, I got my homie Sabina. Thank you for being here. Sabina, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you.
Hey, I'm Sabina. My pronouns are she, her. I live in Brooklyn, New York, and I work in the city. I'm an athletic trainer for a Broadway show. And so, like, with that job, I like put a lot of pressure on myself to like figure out like I should know how to work out and I should know how to like take care of my body the best. And I like just put so much stress on myself that I was like, you know what? I think it's okay to ask for help, which is like why I came here in the first place, just like to get a little bit of help, even though I feel like I should know better.
Right? Respect, because I know as a coach, for me, sometimes it's hard to ask for help because I also put the pressure of like, you should know this and you should do this automatically and perfectly because you do this for a living. Newsflash, we're human. So we're no different. So before the career gym, what was like your day-to-day life vibe, mood, energy level? Like what were you like before the career gym?
I wasn't really a big like worker outer. I obviously like believe in it like very deeply until all of my people like that I work with like they have to like take care of their bodies. And for me it was very like well, like I like knew it in theory but didn't like quite know how to do it in practice. So I would like maybe do like a couple of like yoga videos like a month on YouTube or like I would try and go on like little walks like here and there or like they would just happen naturally sometimes just like living in the city. But, like, there wasn't a lot of, like, intention behind how I would try and move my body. There wasn't, like, a big plan. It would be, like, a spontaneous, like, "Oh, I should do something today," and then I would, like, do a Pilates class or, like, do a yoga class, like, a couple times a month, but there wasn't, like, a real plan and structure in place for, like, taking care of my body. It was just something, like, I knew I should do and wanted to theoretically, like, make a better habit of.
So you had the information, just not quite the blueprint to follow.
Yeah, I didn't have a plan for how it would, like, look in my life and, like, how to, like, implement it specifically in my life because, like, my schedule is really weird and, like, the structure of my life is kind of weird and I have, like, really late nights and things, and so, like, I didn't quite know how to, like, make it all work for me, including, like, meal plans and, like, when to eat, and so I'd eat, like, big meals at, like, midnight and then have trouble sleeping because, like, I wouldn't get home until, like, 11 p.m., and so I just it was a struggle to try to figure out how to make healthy habits exist in my weird life and weird schedule.
I actually really enjoyed that part about coaching you because one thing is like to have the information, the next thing is to have the structure. Next thing is like how to make that structure sustainable so that it fucking lasts. And I really did enjoy the coaching calls where you're like, okay, I know I'm supposed to walk, but like, where the fuck when I work late and I come home and then this and that. And so I think we did a really good job of like, I think at one point we actually wrote out your schedule for the week and we're like, well, this makes more sense here and this makes more sense here. And then the next week you came back and you're like, it worked.
Yeah, just like those little tips for like how to fit things into my life was really helpful because it's like so stressful when I'm just like trying to figure it out on my own and thinking about like the things I should be doing, but then like having an outside voice to help and be like, no, like just do it like this way. And I'm like, oh, like just that's what like a coach is for. And it's just so helpful to have eyes on your life that aren't just yours. Yeah, totally.
At what point with at what point as a trainer with the knowledge were you like, okay, enough is enough. I need to figure this out.
A month or so before I started at the queer gym, I have a friend that like I started going to the gym with and we would go to the gym, like, once a week-ish if we were lucky, and then I would get there, and she would be like, "You know what to do," and I'd be like, "I guess," but then I, like, had no idea, like, how to construct, like, a workout plan, like, in the gym because I didn't, like, plan anything beforehand. We just walked in and we're just like, "Vaguely, let's do this machine," and then, like, I just remember, like, starting to just, like, walk into a gym with her, and I was just like, "I don't," and I would just felt so overwhelmed, and I was like, "I actually don't have a great idea for how to plan out a workout," and, like, I know how to rehab an injury. I know how, like, if, like, someone else comes to me, they're like, "My ankle hurts," and, like, this, and I can, like, rehab an ankle, but, like, just doing, like, an actual workout plan was, like, so foreign to me, and I was just like, I just need a little help," and that was, like, having to, like, confront that, like, especially, like, in front of another person where I was it was, kind of a wake-up call for me to be like, I think I want a little bit more help in, like, making this happen so that I can, like, really know how to, like, build programs and structure things for myself.
Now, I remember when I went to New York and there was literally like a gym like in every fucking corner.
Yeah.
And so why the queer gym specifically for you?
Ooh, good question. I had followed you for a minute, I think, and I think with especially, like, with my history of, like, having, like, a disordered relationship with eating, I appreciated a lot of your content where it was, like, not necessarily one size fits all or not necessarily, like, your, like, approach felt a lot more, like, nuanced in some ways, and then as well as, um, like, it felt like you curated, like, it wouldn't just be, like, a one size fits all plan kind of thing, like, you would actually, like, work with me as an individual to make sure, like, it would work for me, and you wouldn't just be like, "Just eat nothing," or, like, whatever, like, some sort of, like, scary, like, thing that my, like, disordered eating mind would, like, latch to, and so I, like, had just followed your content and, like, had appreciated it for a while, and, like, I love queer spaces, feel the safest in queer spaces, always have, and, like, in New York, there's plenty also, but I appreciated just, like, your approach, I appreciated a queer space, and I appreciated, like, the flexibility of, like, the online scheduling and the like, that you provided as well.
Yay, us. And that was perfect. So, did anything surprise you about the queer gym?
Huh. I don't know if anything surprised me. I think I got it exactly what I thought I was gonna get. I didn't, like, become close with a lot of people necessarily, but I think the community aspect was helpful, especially in, like, our group coaching calls, like, in those breakout rooms. I think I had some, like, really significant, like, mind shifting conversations in those breakout rooms, like, with all the other people. Like, being with other people who are, like, on a, like, they're very different or very similar, like, lifestyle changing journey to myself. Like, it was very interesting to hear other people's perspectives that were, like, in my shoes as well. And so, like, being able to coordinate with community to, like, learn and see how other people implement, like, different, like, healthy life changing habits was, like, really, really cool. I think that was the part that I was least expecting, just, like, that community, like, really, like, helping.
You know, I sometimes get a little FOMO in those breakout rooms because I wanna go and, like, listen and hear the mindset shifts happen, but, like, that's also y'all's space to, like, do
Yeah.
your thing and not have the coach all up in your business, and as nosy as I wanna be, I've learned to honor it and respect it as, like, y'all's space to process and, like, embody the shit I'm teaching y'all in the group session, so I'm happy that that was a takeaway that you got and that, like, that hit for you.
Yeah, no, like, weirdly, I probably, like, it's a space to, like, say maybe the wrong thing or make a mistake. It's like, so you're not in front of coach, so it feels a little safer to be like, "I'm kind of imperfect," and so we, like, aren't, like, have to, in front of the coach. I'm like, that's probably why it feels so good in those spaces sometimes, no offense, like, obviously, you're fabulous.
So, I'm gonna put you in the hot seat for about 30 seconds,
Okay.
and I want you to use these 30 seconds to just hype yourself up. What were your wins during your time here at the Queer Gym? You ready? 3, 2, 1, brag.
Think honestly, my biggest wins are just like establishing regular habits. Like instead of just like the chaos bouncing of my life, where I feel like I've tended to just like kind of pick a thing and then like cycle through things like this. I've like picked habits and like have had moments of like sickness or like injury or things like that. But like overall, I've like been able to maintain a fairly regular schedule of like moving my body and nourishing it well. And that is something that I think most previous versions of me would be like super surprised to learn that we like finally did. And like I wasn't in this to like super change my body by any means, but I feel stronger. I remember the first day, I think it was like last week that I told you like I like have to climb 7 flights of stairs to get to my office at work. And last week I finally had a day where I got to my office and I felt like strong basically the whole time instead of like the whole time I was climbing the stairs. Like I had a day where I was like I feel good like after climbing the stairs and that was huge and fabulously exciting. So like I feel myself like getting stronger and more able to like accomplish like the things I need to do in my daily life, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, congratulations on that because I know from the jump you were very adamant about like, I'm not here for the scale, I'm not here for pounds or any of that. Like, I'm here for longevity. I'm here to
Hmm.
make this my fucking bitch, and I'm here to
Yeah.
get habits that actually stick through. And you're right, you had travel, you were sick, work schedule got crazy sometimes. There's
Yeah.
a lot of flow, but your habits were pretty much riding that wave smoothly. So that takes awareness and preparation. And I think you were always somebody that was prepared, very coachable, and, like, very adaptable. There's sometimes I have coaching calls and we talk about it and then it never gets implemented, and you were
Mm.
something that, like, implemented right away, so high five. Good job on that.
Yeah, and I think learning that, like, a bad day or like a sick day or like a day where I didn't like I only hit like a couple hundred steps because I was like having a lazy day or like whatever. Like that didn't have to like ruin my progress and immediately like send me into like a slump. Like it's like there are gonna be days like that, right? And you just have to go back. Like it's not about like having to make up for it or not about having to like all of a sudden like run so much the next day to like hit like a weird like all or nothing mentality. It's like just get back on it. And like that was I think one of the most helpful things to like pivot my mind to as well.
Yeah. I loved I loved having conversation with you and seeing that light bulb go off and you're like, "Oh."
Yeah,
Honestly, as a coach, those are the moments I live for. I'm
totally.
like, "Ooh, you just got mind fucked in the best way possible, and your life is gonna be different and your behavior is gonna be different because of this moment."
Mhm.
That do you think it was harder than you imagined it would be?
I just think that getting up off your ass is like the hardest part of like do the thing that you know you're supposed to do. Like I feel like that's the hardest part. And like I have the knowledge of like why it's important and like why it's like like important for like the longevity of my life and my health and like being able to use my body when I'm 80. Like I know because of like what I've studied and because of my career. Like I know why this is so important. And yet it is still sometimes so hard to get out of bed and be like, okay, time to like jump around and like do a billion squats because like I know it's good for me. And like that like that just like that switch from just like knowing to doing is just so hard, I think.
Well said. So, how's your day to day now?
I feel like it's not drastically different, but I feel like that was like also the pro of working with you um is like my life isn't like vastly different, but it also is. Like but like everything has like fit into my routine if that makes sense. Where like I can get up, like I took a walk this morning and then I to like grab my little like coffee and like but I like went to like a place that was a little farther than normal because I just like wanted to move my body and add in those couple extra steps, right? But like I still like had like my morning coffee, but I just like added a little bit of a longer walk for it. Like my meal plan is like already prepped in the fridge because I've already thought about it and I don't have to be like, wait, what am I going to make today? I have to run to the grocery store real quick because I don't actually have an onion or like whatever. Like I've already like thought about it. And then I have my workout already planned and like my I already know what I'm gonna do before I go to the gym. So I'm not gonna spend like 2 hours in the gym. I'm only gonna spend like 45 minutes because I already have like the plan of like what I'm gonna do. And I like already know that I'm gonna go back again on Friday because I've written it down. Like I've already like know what my plan is gonna be. And so I feel like my life is just more structured and it looks how I want it to now.
No, that was perfect because I've actually never worded in that way of like, my life is totally different, but also not. And that's kind of like the cool thing about it is that oftentimes people, I feel, get overwhelmed to start because they think it has to be this whole drastic overhaul of your life. And that is a perfect way to fuck shit up.
Yeah. And I think you specifically do a really good job of like doing baby steps. Looking at breakfast, just breakfasts first and like getting that under control and then like moving on to a new meal and then like add a walk or like let's just make sure like only one 10-minute walk a day and then maybe you end up like walking an hour and a half but it like you do it baby steps at a time. And so it feels like my life hasn't changed that much even though when I do think about like a year ago my life looked very different. But it doesn't like feel that different at this point. And I think that's just a testament to your coaching abilities.
We're just kind of snuck it up in there, like a little protein, a little walk, a little step. Oh, look, whole new habit, whole new structure, whole new lifestyle.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, if you could send a message back to old you, what would that be?
Told me. It's okay to ask for help, I think. I think that's the main message is, like, she knows so much. Like, she knew so much and, like, she just thought she had to, like, manhandle it herself, and you can ask for help, and, like, that's okay. Like, it's not a sign of, like, failure. It's not a sign of, like, incompetency. It's just, like, it's okay. Like, you just need a little help sometimes to, like, get on track and, like, figure out what's up.
Well put. Well put. So, congratulations on graduating the Happy Healthy Homo Academy this month. I
Thank
know
you.
you're going to go on and rock it. And I'm confident because you've been steady, you've been consistent, you've shown up, you've done the work, you've seen the results. And I really do think you graduated. So,
Thank
congratulations.
you very much.
And thank you for coming on and sharing your story. I hope you know now that you are also a fitness inspo for the internet out there. Any final words?
Thank you, I guess. Big thank you.
My pleasure. All right, homies. Well, if you want to come and get your whole life changed without you even knowing about it, not even feeling the difference, hit me up. All right, y'all. Peace.